from the Reagan Book Club. Join us this month as we read Anna Karenina. What?
I thought we were reading Anna Karenina.
No, clearly we were reading A Chemical for Leibowitz, which has such an interesting premise. It's about a post-war society where the atomic bomb was dropped on several countries, and in response there was a backlash against the scientific community and then eventually anyone who could even read, except religious sects because, religion. So now the only surviving books are in the hands of churches, except they don't know what the books mean, like the knowledge that they contain. They don't understand it because so much time passed, so it gets folded into their religion as well. The protagonist of the first part, Francis, even thinks that the bomb is a physical, it's a supernatural creature, which is half salamander, half incubus, page 17, look it up. And it's so good, there are 3 parts and each part deals with a different period of time and has a different protagonist.
And maybe you should let me describe the book we'll actually be reading.
A Chemical for Leibowitz.
No, it's not. Anna Karenina is a classic tale of adultery and love. It's about a high-profile affair where Anna, an elegant married woman, disgraces her relationship with her husband and leaves him for Count Vronsky, a wealthy army officer. It includes dozens of twists and turns with plenty of heartbreak and shock on the reader's behalf. The whole affair eventually falls apart, resulting in a tragic loss. Anna Karenina is a much more suitable choice for our discussion than Chemical for Leibowitz.
No. If I wanted to read about relationships, I would watch a soap opera. Anyway, A Chemical for Leibowitz does have its protagonist, of course, like Brother Francis, who's a hard-working left, gets it, Leibowitz canonized, Don Paulo, who's getting too old for all these secular people entering his church, and Abbot Sergi, who's pro-life, but they aren't really what the story's about. A Chemical for Leibowitz is more focused on world-building and themes of religion, the human condition, and the cyclical nature of history. The story takes place mostly in the desert of Texarkana, which is pretty much exactly where it sounds like south of the U.S., not South America, that's a different continent. And it takes place in 3 different time periods, roughly 600 years apart. The first being in the 26th century, some hundreds of years after the nuclear holocaust. The first part is reminiscent of the Middle Ages, we feel, and the main conflict is in canonizing a titular Leibowitz, while dealing with a lack of knowledge or understanding. Am I boring you? Because this book is not boring. It's so good. The middle bit is roughly analogous to the Renaissance and deals with religious feelings declining outside the abbey, during which interest in secular education rises. Part 3 is meant to be similar to the modern or more futuristic era, or at least modern futuristic for the late 50s, which is when this book was written, and concerns whether or not humanity will learn the last time that they dropped the atomic bomb. Pro hint, if you want to find out, join the book club this month, because we're reading this book, not that one.
A science fiction? Please, let's read some actual literature. The masterpiece that is Anna Karenina includes several other lives and relationships weaved in, and it's truly the pinnacle of 19th century Russia. Leo Tolstoy's own background in upper-class Russian society really allows the reader to understand the hypocrisy and how it affected the relationships within the novel.
I believe it's hypocritic.
The reader really just begins to view love in a different way, as a kind of fate or curse or judgment, and as a vector by which the universe distributes happiness and unhappiness unfairly and apparently at random, according to Rob from The New Yorker. Leo Tolstoy is an incredible author, and his complex language definitely deserves to be analyzed in this month's discussions.
Well, if we're talking about authors now, let's talk about Walter M. Miller Jr. Miller was an airman in World War II and one of those who participated in the bombing of Monte Cassino, an abbey that bore striking similarities to the abbey in the novel, including a collection of preserved texts and artifacts and a strategic location. After the war, Miller got married, studied engineering at the University of Texas, but yours didn't do that, and converted to Catholicism. And in the 50s, he began publishing sci-fi stories and novellas and amazing stories, Galaxy, Astounding Science Fiction, and other magazines. 3 of those novellas would eventually become published in A Chemical for Leibowitz, and since its release in 1959, this book has never been out of print. Never. That's like one of the signs of a classic. How's that for literature?
Literature this!
Greetings from the Reagan Book Club. Join us this month for a special choice novel session where you can read either A Chemical for Leibowitz
or Anna Karenina.
Coming soon to a Reagan near you.